that needs to first of all be rebranded.
It said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Hello and welcome to your show. Welcome to that early morning talk banter where we discuss not just trending stories but matters that affect business, economy and development, not just in Nigeria, Africa and the world. This is SOUQ News and we are here to talk. We also want to hear from you, so join us. Don't just sit or stand aloof on the walls and watch. Be part of this particular talk and discuss for today. Now, today we'll be looking at issues that affect the aviation industry. What is Nigeria trying to do? Something is happening and is happening big. We'll talk education. Beautiful reforms are coming up. On whose side is it going to fall on? We'll also look at issues that has to do with production. Is Africa rising? Is Africa truly rising? What's happening on the Lekki corridor with the trucks? A whole lot will be talked on this table today, and my name is SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ. I'm not alone. I'm with the men you always want to be in a fight with. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome. From my left, the fair one, Priye, welcome.
Thank you, SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ. Good morning to you, Lagos. Good morning to you, Nigerians. I don't think you always want to be in a fight with me, like SOUQ said, but I'm glad it's Friday.
Good. And on my right, representing Ogo, after that particular talk of some days back. Welcome, Olumide.
Good morning, SOUQ Rogers. Thank God it's Friday. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, the world. I am Olumide Shokoya. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday. Now, we'll go on a very short break, and once we resume, we'll get straight into it. There are a lot of stories we want to talk about, and we want you part of this discussion. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
It said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Welcome back. This is SOUQ Business Landscape. Let's get straight into it. What's happening in aviation? Now, Nigeria's aviation industry, as we speak right now, Nigeria aviation sector is set for a major boost as the federal government prepares to host the country's first ever international air show in Abuja. This is happening in December 2025. Yes, you heard us right. An air show is coming this way. This event is expected to attract global aviation authorities, investors, and marketers, positioning Nigeria as a strategic hub for aviation development. With support from the Nigerian Air Force, the Civil Aviation Authority, the show will focus on international partnership and economic growth, while visa and security logistics are being streamlined in collaboration with the Ministry of Interior. In a related move, now our Aviation Minister, Festus Keyamo, may soon approve the return of, we talked about the airport hotel, but we'll get back to that second part of the story. Let's look at the first, the air show that is happening. Gentlemen, we get to see this kind of thing happen outside this country. We see a converge of not just airlines, we see manufacturers, we see airlines, we see regulatory bodies, we see experts, we see allied services coming under a roof or an airport for not just the show itself that might happen outside, but the business of aviation. Now we are going to see that happen in Nigeria for the very first time. What does that speak to the industry here in Nigeria?
Well, it means we are moving forward. It's booming. It's about to take a new shift. I would have loved if we had a lot of things to showcase. For instance, if we had, but hopefully, definitely, with this convergence, we'll be able to sort out our own national airline. Hopefully, it would also bring a lot of investors, marketers, and all that. It would also boost the economic activity around Abuja because hotels and whatnot would also be able to offer services and make, so all that money will be retained in Nigeria. That's one thing. Also, partnership. We get to see a situation whereby aviation airline partners with the government. Hopefully, like the particular state that partnered with this airline, if you remember that particular state.
The Anambra.
Yes, the Anambra.
No, not Anambra. Enugu state.
Yes,
yeah.
We'll get to see something like that, not just in Abuja, but we'll probably replicate in other states. So I would also want to see a situation whereby governors will take, an opportunity to try and make sure that they get the best out of this convergence.
Getting the best out of this convergence. Now, let's look at money. Manufacturers from Bombardier to Boeing to Airbus to Lockheed to Embraer to Gulfstream to Cessna, Beechcraft, Dassault, Nigeria and Nigerians, both company and individuals, own every of these aircraft from these manufacturers, which means we are great customers.
We own those aircraft. Yes, we own those
yes,
aircraft.
We own the aircraft, and we've purchased these aircraft from these manufacturers.
Are you speaking subsequently? Oh God, probably that's what's in existence now.
Of course, yes, definitely.
Okay.
There are several Bombardier jets in Nigeria owned by individuals.
No. Of course, I know
there
that.
are a lot of from Air Peace to Aero, they all fly Boeing.
Yes.
There are Airbuses here.
Yes.
Now, can we attract these manufacturers to this show?
That is one of the
Are we looking forward to seeing every one of them in a stand for this show?
Well, I think that should be the objective, if not actually is. The reason why I'm saying that, if you look at it from the business prism, hosting an international air show positions Nigeria as a global player. So these manufacturers that you just talked about, aircraft manufacturers, are going to be there. They'll be there, the maintenance companies will be there, the investors will be there, and the potential for local airlines to forge alliance with this aircraft that you talked about are going to be there. So aircraft business and purchasing those, sometimes the airlines cannot just go in there to buy them like you're buying roasted barley beside the road. You're buying 5 at once. Yes, it's possible to buy, because we were told the LP some time ago bought quite a whole number of them when he launched.
There is always
it's not the kind of product that you just buy, you pay off and move. No. Some of this...
except to a Nigerian politician.
Even the Nigerian politicians don't do that.
We've seen them do it several times.
Dangote that built that refinery paid back. There was a specific period of time that he had to pay back the $20 billion.
So he is what?
A
businessman.
He's a businessman. Mm-hmm. So now the manufacturers, those who are coming to who own local airlines, whose local airlines, they have this objective, aspiration of going global also. They will partner with these aircraft manufacturers, the aircraft maintenance, and the investors that will be coming in. So that in itself will position Nigeria as a global player. And first of all, I'm equally going to say that we've been looking at the one who occupies that office of the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Science, the barrister, senior advocate of Nigeria, Festus Keyamo. You could see that his profession as a legal expert mixed with government business is providing and producing some results.
So what are you trying to say? We should all go and read law or what?
No. I'm just trying to say, this man was a minister in Buhari's administration, and I didn't see the possibility of him being moved into this specific industry, because we had a whole lot of problem in the previous administration where we had, I'm trying to remember the name of this senator and a captain who was the Minister of Aviation then, And when he was leaving there, he was leaving with a whole lot of baggage.
Is it the last one?
It should be
SOUQ?
Exactly. He was living with a whole lot of baggage, and there were lots of questions. The industry was under serious investigation, and they were just patching things here and there. But when Festus Keyamo came in, it looks like he was cleaning his stables, and he's still doing that.
Okay, where exactly are you right now?
So
are you trying to PR for Keyamo?
Oh, of course not. On this table, we don't PR for anyone. If we see a positive in coming from any sector or the administration, we say it. Now, I just spoke about the business aspect of it. Let's go to the economic aspect of it. Aviation accounts for quite an insignificant amount or percentage.
Did you say insignificant?
Of our GDP,
Of our GDP?
Yes,
okay.
0.14% is not something that we should be proud about.
Okay, hold on. Now, if you're looking at it from that particular aspect, have you also considered the fact that they might not be accounting much when it comes to GDP, but they are accounting a whole lot when it comes to oiling logistics?
Yes, I know. I'm just making comparisons with our GDP first, because we know that they are doing that. But you know what? If we're doing 0.14% at the moment,
okay,
let's assume they are able to up the ante. Capacity is expanded, and we are able to grow to 3.5 or 2.4. The tourism sector and the logistics sector and the value chain that the aviation sector is oiling is going to grow more than what we have currently now, even though they are doing a lot, and it must be appreciated in that. But making it has a higher multiply effect in those sectors you just mentioned.
Okay. Now we will come to this particular place where you are going to, but now let's talk about airlines. Now the big airlines we get to hear are majorly airlines not from this client. Aside Airpeace, we get to hear Qatar, Emirates, Delta,
Ethiopia
for those that are Pan-African. Kenya, look, they are suffering right now. There is South African airline. You get to hear Air India, sadly, about the crash. You get to hear Spirit Airlines getting everybody to fly. So, are we seeing a case where we see collaborations with these major airlines, because we expect them to also be part of this particular project? Are we seeing are we looking forward to having these major international airlines collaborate with our own to grow our industry? Do you see businesses stemming from this?
Yes, because if you look at it, this particular convention is supposed to bring a whole lot of economic activities. Where there is an airport in any state or in any country, it brings a lot of economic activities because it brings investors, it brings business partners and all that. So I believe that if, for instance, Ethiopia Airlines and some of these African airlines can partner with our own Airpeace and all that, maybe we could, even not just private airline operators. What about government? I believe I want to see a situation whereby governors are partnering with African airlines, not just Airpeace, not just Enugu Air and all that. We should be able to partner. Yes, I believe that in this administration, we should also have our own national airline, whether we like it or not. It is something we can actually achieve. It's just the willpower. It's just for us to say that, yes, we want this and we will do this. And like I always say, there's a lot of economic boost opportunities in here if we tap into it.
Okay, now let's look at fallout over time. We've had ups and downs with IATA, regulatory bodies. We've had ups and downs with security bodies too, thanks to our airspace security and all that. What do you think this particular show is going to cook up when it comes to the regulatory bodies, when it comes to the Air Force, the military? Because we also want to see them play a major role in telling us that, hey, we can monitor every inch of Nigerian soil from up there.
I think the regulatory agencies have always been on our case. I mentioned the previous administration with regards to that sector. The IATA I just mentioned, and some other affiliate regulatory agencies. First of all, they were criticizing us about infrastructure development. There are some of the key infrastructures that we're supposed to have in airports, some of which they felt we do not have. I remember vividly there was there's one of the airports either in Rivers State that they were going to transform to be able to get international flights. And some of these infrastructure were highlighted by some of the regulatory bodies, and they said, no, it's a no-go area. We cannot do that. Also, do you remember that SPs, when we came, I do not really think these big airlines that fly international will want to make, accept Nigerian players who want to fly international flights to come in.
They are competition.
It's a competitor. Remember when SPs came in and they fought, the UK fought, their airline fought SPs with some other big countries.
The minister had to personally go with SPs to the UK.
That is what that's where that is one of the reasons. See, I was not singing his praise because he actually did it.
No, sing now.
No, I can't sing it.
2 minutes.
No. So he actually, and you know what? That's why I said a combination of law and this business. He invoked a bilateral arrangement that has been in existence for Nigerian local airlines to be able to fly, or because as a result of the existence of that bilateral arrangement between Nigeria and the UK, it gives us the wherewithal for us to have access to their airspace, just the way international airlines coming from their country also have access to our airspace. So they were trying to, when they were trying to
not just the airspace, the airport itself,
landing
right.
So when they were trying to prevent airpeace from doing that, he invoked that legal document and he brought it out and silenced the voices of the naysayers, and that was where airpeace were able to jump into that international, and most especially in London and in some other countries too. I think you should work towards that, but they are not going to accept that because they are making a whole lot of money. Airpeace came in, subsidized the whole money, and they felt like, what? Look at this young boy, where are you coming? For how long have you been in this business? And they were going to kick him out. But I'm glad he's still in that place. Talking about regulation, we still have a lot to do, most especially the airports that serve as the conduit and the reception for investors and for the big shots to come in. If we do not have this infrastructure in place that the regulatory agencies has put as there's no substitute for this. It's either you have it or we cannot